Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, our today's lesson is related to the phylum Arthropoda. The word Arthropoda is derived from the two Greek words. Arthros means the jointed and the pods means limbs or the legs. Hence, the Arthropoda includes all those animals having jointed appendages. This is the most successful group and the largest phylum of the animals. So now we will read about their general characteristics. Insects, crustaceans like the crabs and the arachnids like the spiders are included in the phylum Arthropoda. Over 900,000 species are included in the phylum Arthropoda. These are found in every habitat on the earth. Arthropods makes up over 82% of all living things. 10 raised to power 18 arthropods living right now. In the figure you are watching the different types of arthropods. Their body is segmented because it is divided into the different segments. So these are divided, its body is divided into the four main regions, which are called the head, thorax, cephalothorax, and the abdomen. Head contains the mouth parts, sense organs and the antenna, and the thorax, which is the attachment of the appendages. Sometimes the head and the thorax fuse to form the cephalothorax, and the fourth part is called the abdomen, which have the organs and the few appendages. In the figure given below, you can watch in different arthropods that how these body parts are divided into head, thorax, and the abdomen. Now you are watching another body character of the arthropods, that is the presence of exoskeleton. Exoskeleton is a hard covering outside the ectoderm. It is made up of chitin. It not only protects the organs but also prevents the water loss due to the presence of a waxy cuticle, and it is also the site for the muscle attachment. This provides the arthropods the different modes of locomotion, like the crawling, like flying and walking. It also limits the size of an arthropod. Exoskeleton does not grow once it has formed. Organism must molt and regrow the skeleton to increase its size. Members of the arthropods have the jointed appendages, and these jointed appendages are repeated in each segment of the body. So you can say that each segment of the body can have a pair of legs. It is specified for the locomotion, for the reproduction, and for the feeding. And on the basis of the branches of the appendages, these arthropods can be divided into uniramous and into the uniramous and the biramous groups. So the uniramous includes those insects which has the single branch of the appendages, while the biramous are the arthropods which have the two branches of the appendages, like the crustaceans. As you can watch in the figure that how the biramous have the two branches of the appendages, while the uniramous have the single branch of the appendages. And now students, we will talk about some other body characteristics of the arthropods, that their bodies showing the bilateral symmetry, as their body can be divided into two equal halves by just one plan, and their body organization is the triploblastic, which have the three germ layers named the ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm in their embryonic life. As far as their body cavity is concerned, they have this true type of the coelom, which is fluid-filled cavity and fully lined by the mesoderm, but their body is also hemocele, which means that body fluid is running throughout the body and is bathing the tissues and the organs. So that means their circulatory system is not of closed type, but they have the open type of circulatory system. Students, look at the digestive system of the arthropods, which they have the complete type of the digestive system because their alimentary canal has both mouth and the anus. They are specialized by the segmentation. That means their alimentary canal is also divided into the segments due to the segmentation of the body. And they have specialized, sometimes some arthropods have the specialized mouth parts like the chelicera, which is specialized for the pirating and the sucking, or the mandible, which is specified for the biting and the chewing purpose. Here in this figure, you're watching the body parts of the grasshopper as a model of the arthropods. So you can watch the different parts of their alimentary canal as mouth, gastric ceca, then the stomach, rectum. So these are the different parts of their alimentary canal. So you also can watch the nervous system in the arthropods, which is well developed. It consists of a pair of the cerebral ganglia connected to a double nerve cord. A ganglion is present in each segment, and the nerves arising from these ganglia connect the whole body. Here in the figure, you are also watching the Malpighian tubules, which are the organs for the excretion. And about the excretion of the arthropods, we will talk in next page. So the excretory system may be in the form of the anus, or maybe in the form of the Malpighian tubules in some terrestrial forms, or the excretion can occur through the green glands which are present in the aquatic forms. So what are the purpose of the Malpighian tubules? These excrete the nitrogenous phase in the form of the crystals combined with the feces, and this mode of excretion is to conserve water actually. And what is the working of the green glands? These concentrate the nitrogenous waste and excrete these nitrogenous waste from the head base antenna. Now in this figure, students, you can watch the working of the Malpighian tubules, that how these Malpighian tubules collect the salt water, nitrogenous waste from the different parts of the body and send them to the rectum and finally to the anus for its excretion. Now we will talk about the reproduction of the arthropods. They have sexual type of reproduction, and they are mostly the dioecious. That means they are not hermaphrodite, and sexes are separate in them. Moreover, they have the sexual, you can say, dimorphism, because the male and female can be differentiated on the basis of their different morphological characteristics. Internal type of fertilization is present in some terrestrial form and also in some aquatic form, and the external fertilization can also occur in some aquatic form. But the asexual reproduction is limited in arthropods, but some species are able to regenerate their lost limbs. Another special character of the arthropods that they undergo the metamorphosis. What is the metamorphosis? All the changes occurring from the fertilization of an egg to the formation of an adult are collectively called the metamorphosis. So during the metamorphosis, a larva undergo a series of changes called the ecdysis or the molting, in which it casts off or removes its skin many times to attain its maximum size. So there could be the complete metamorphosis or the incomplete metamorphosis. In the complete metamorphosis, eggs is fertilized. After the fertilization, egg is formed, which is forming after to form or to attain the adult size. It has to pass through the different stages which are known as the larva stage and the pupa stage. But what about the incomplete metamorphosis? Some members of the arthropods are also showing the incomplete metamorphosis. And incomplete metamorphosis is that type of metamorphosis in which an insect hatches from the egg and then goes through the several nymphal stages. At the final nymphal stage, the insect then molts into the adult form. The adult form is often only distinguished from the nymphal stage by the size and the presence of the wings. So this type of metamorphosis is called the incomplete metamorphosis. Here you are watching the life cycle of the butterfly, which is showing the complete type of metamorphosis, and it passes from the different larva and the pupa stages. and this is the example of the incomplete metamorphosis. And here it is the grasshopper, which is showing the different nymph stages, and this nymph stage is only different from the adult by the size or by the presence of the wings. Now you're watching the details of the nervous system of the arthropods. As we spoke of earlier, that the arthropods have a pair of the cerebral or the ventral ganglia, which is forming their simple brain and connected to the double nerve cord. A ganglion is present in each segment, and the nerves arising from these ganglia connects the whole body. The responses are well coordinated. Sensory organs are eyes and the antenna. Arthropods have special modes of the respiration. Respiration takes place in aquatic forms through the gills and in terrestrial forms through the trachea. Trachea are the air tubes which divide repeatedly to form the numerous fine branches distributed to all the tissues of the body. They communicate with the exterior through the openings on each side of the body, known as the spiracles. Arachnid, a group of the arthropods, including the scorpions or the spiders, etc., respire through the special structures arranged side by side like the books in a bookshelf, hence called the book lungs. In the figure you are watching the magnified image of these book lungs. Arthropods have open type of circulatory system in which the blood is pumped by the heart to the sinuses around the tissues and bathing all the tissues and the organs. Now finally, students, we will discuss the ecological role of the arthropods, that they are acting as a predator in the food chains. Some of them also are the parasites like the ticks, lice and the mosquitoes. They are also used as a food source in some countries. They are the agriculture pests like the caterpillars and the beetles. They act as the pollinator agents like the bees and the butterflies, and some of them produce the honeybees, like insects produce the honey, and the silkworm are producing the silk, and the bee pollens and the crab blood is sometimes used in the some medicines, so they also have the medical uses. So these are all the ecological roles of the arthropods. So this is all about the arthropods. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.